Hello Libra, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of February 5th through 11th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each card and use your own intuition to take you beyond what I'm telling you. Okay. Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Now we have these two cards that jumped out of the deck at us today. This is the Seven of Swords and we have the Star card. This is going to be pretty interesting, I think. Let's use those two cards as our starting point, and we are going to lay out the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread. Okay. Let's see here. We've got some pretty good energies. I feel like we got a nice balance of things going on. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to leave that. Check the overhead camera. Yeah, that looks good. We're going to leave that right there. And we're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading. And we're going to see how that might, tie the reading together, give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the very end. So just taking a quick glance here, we have some earth, we have some water, some air, some major. We've got some earth, we've got some water, major, and fire. So it does feel like it's a pretty nice balance of things. So that's good. Nothing standing out to me as being a little bit too prominent. We might be a little bit heavy in the earth element, but sometimes that's good because that'll keep us grounded and keep us kind of, keep us centered in our energies and focused on the here and now. The first card that we had was this Seven of Swords. And I think that you're someone who is really able to see the truth in things. You know what I mean? I think that you're someone who really strives for clarity. I don't think that you really tolerate a lot of BS in your life. Okay, let me put it that way. I feel like with the Seven of Swords here, you're someone that really likes to get to the heart of the matter. You like to really understand what's going on. You're somebody that really digs for the truth. You know what I mean? You feel like a truth seeker to me. And I think that there are times in your life where you are fairly accurate at determining whether other people are feeding you some of that BS. Do you know what I mean? It seems to me like you have a really keen sense to understand kind of what people are all about, where they're coming from, if they're hiding something, if they have some kind of ulterior motives. I think you're able to see that really keenly, With the Seven of Swords here, it looks like there's this central sword, and there's all these other swords that are kind of fighting against it or attacking it or coming at it from different angles, right? And I think you're really that central sword. You can stay focused on your goals. You can stay focused on your intent. Stay focused on what you were really trying to discover or uncover, as the case may be, okay? And I feel like you're really able to see through the lies, through the BS, and really understand the truth of things. Okay, and I want to emphasize that because of where I think this reading might be going already. Okay, you are someone who is very confident in their perception. You trust your instincts. You trust what you can see. You trust what you can hear. You know what I mean? You really you take in a lot of information, and you know how to sift through it to really find what you're looking for, to find the heart of the matter. Okay. And I think that this week there is going to be an opportunity for this very thing. Okay. With the Star card here, I feel like there is going to be some kind of a discovery, some kind of a getting to the bottom of something. Okay. I feel like there's something in your life right now that you're really looking for clarity on. Or this week is going to be kind of about that subject. There's something I think happened in the recent past, which we'll get to in a moment. and you're still trying to figure out exactly what happened, what it meant, what the implications are, maybe even like who was responsible, or why it happened, and what it means for the future. Okay. And I think this week with this star card, there's going to be that revelation. There's going to be that all of the unknowns are going to be revealed to you about this thing. Okay. And I'm kind of feeling like it's somewhat work related or career related, in some way related to the work that you're doing. Not necessarily the work that you're doing for money, but what your kind of daily work is. Okay. And I want to make sure that's a clear distinction, because I don't see any very specific indication that this is related to money, but it is related to some work that you do. Maybe for money, maybe not. Okay. But you have a very, very good ability to sift through all of the data. You're a person, you can really tell when somebody is trying to pull the wool over your eyes. You're a great judge of character in that way. You're very discerning, right? I think you have a very strong intellect. I think you're very intelligent. And in this week, I think, with this particular set of circumstances, you're going to be using this power, this ability, this skill and talent that you have to really get to the bottom of this thing. Now, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but let's look at the recent past. We have this 7 of Pentacles. I think recently, maybe the last week or two, or maybe the last month or something, but relatively recently, I think something of yours was either damaged or failed to produce what it was supposed to produce. I'm getting this feeling, the image that I have is like of a machine, right? And it's running fine, it's working great, but somebody does something to it that kind of causes it to malfunction. Okay, now I don't know if this is literal or not, but something that you have set up, something involved with this work that you do, there was some incident where maybe something broke. There was a component that has failed. Maybe another person, maybe not. I don't see much of an indication that somebody else was, really directly involved in this. I don't want to call it sabotage, okay? But it feels to me a little bit like that. It feels like there was something that was supposed to be working fine, but now has suddenly stopped working. Now, I don't mean this to be a literal machine. I mean, it could be your car or something like that, but I think it's a little bit more abstract than that. It's something that you are typically working on, that typically has this routine and this flow about it. It's like a machine. Okay, and it could just be the rhythm of your life, the kind of the orderliness that we have, which I think is another quality that you have particularly, is this ability to stay focused. Okay, so I think despite everything that's going on around you, you're able to maintain focus on whatever this work is that you do. Okay, and if this is taking place at your employment, then this seems to me like something going on in your department. Some project, a team effort, but something somewhere went haywire and it did not turn out the way you were hoping. And I feel like that's kind of the issue for you going into this week. And I think that's what we're trying to get to the bottom of, honestly. Okay. At the top of the Path of the Dove, we have this Prince of Pentacles. This is representing your hardworking and very perceptive energy. Okay. We have the Suit of Pentacles here. So this is a lot of hard work. This is you really taking pride in the work that you do, really putting in the best effort. This is really a hard-working energy. But it's got that air component because it's the prince of the suit, right? So this has the air component. This has a little bit of communication, like with your teammates, or maybe this is taking place with your group of friends. Maybe it's some kind of a passion project, a creative endeavor. It doesn't feel strongly like a team effort, though, to me. It feels almost like there's a group of you, but you're all doing things individually, right? And somehow your work was interfered with in some way. Okay. But I feel like you're someone who is a great communicator in this kind of realm, in the situation of work or creative projects. Okay, so if this is kind of a team, or if this is a group of people, I feel like you're the one who is kind of not directing everyone else, but just kind of making sure everybody stays on task, make sure everybody is doing their own thing. It could be even like a school or a university kind of thing. I'm getting a kind of a teacher vibe here, because it feels very independent, but it feels like there's a group of you. Okay, and somehow I feel like you're kind of at the forefront of this. You're the one that's with this air energy, either giving the direction or giving the instruction or something like that, okay? And I feel like that's really where you take pride. That's really the work that you've committed yourself to, and I feel like you're very good at it, okay? But something that went wrong recently, you're trying to get to the bottom of this because we don't think it's your fault. We don't think it's through any error of yours. It feels like there was something coming from somewhere else that caused this bit of a mishap, bit of a failure, or bit of this lack of success, I guess we can call it. Down beneath the surface, we have this Art or Temperance card. This, I think, is your real ability to learn from your mistakes. I think you're someone that if this was some error of yours, you would be the first to admit it. You'd be ready and willing to take responsibility because you want that kind of feedback. You want to learn from your mistakes. You thrive on the constructive criticism, you know? And so you really, in some ways, you wish this was your mistake, your error, or that you were, kind of the cause of this in some way. But in this case, it wasn't. You know what I mean? It's something that you have to get to the bottom of because you want to learn from this. You want to find out what happened so that we can prevent it from happening again, so that we can kind of clear up the misunderstanding that's involved here, figure out what went wrong, plan for it in the future, make corrections, and so forth. And you're somebody that really, really takes pride on that. You know, you take pride in doing the best job that you can, taking responsibility, accepting the facts of the situation, even if they aren't in your favor, you know. So I think with this Star card, this is a kind of a major, not a major revelation, but the revealing of all of the unknowns. Okay, I think you're going to get the satisfaction that you're looking for. It may involve some assistance from colleagues, from friends or relatives or associates. Someone else not involved in the group. If this is a teaching situation, it's not going to be the students, but it's going to be other faculty, right? It's going to be your peers rather than your subjects or your students. If this is a work situation, it's not going to be your coworkers or your subordinates, but it'll be, management level. Okay, but there's going to be some clarity here. Okay, whatever this failure, and it could involve a loss of money. I don't want to rule that out. I don't know for sure that is the case, but maybe it has the potential to lead to a loss of money if this doesn't get solved or fixed, or you want to make sure you can get to the bottom of this. It kind of has like an investigative vibe to it, this Seven of Swords, and then with that Star card, I feel like it's kind of feels a little Perry Mason to me, But as far as where this is taking place, it feels like a school, maybe an employment situation, which obviously could be the same thing, right? Let's go to the immediate future. The immediate future, we have this Ace of Cups. I think things are going to work out in your favor. I think you're going to be able to get to the bottom of things, and yes, this is going to be not your responsibility, not your error. It's almost like it is just more of a complete random accident or an act of God. It's really no one's particular fault, and so it feels to me like this is going to really be resolved very quickly. I think like in the next day or two, it's going to be done, and you're going to be able to get back to the wonderful work, the routine, the rhythm and harmony of this situation, okay? And again, I don't know exactly where this is taking place. Leave me some comments and let me know if this is school, if this is a different place of employment, if there's something going on in the household perhaps, or if this is literally like the car broke down, or something like that. But it seems a fairly minor incident, okay? But I feel like you're going to be spending a lot of time trying to get to the bottom of it. Like, this is the stress that you're going to be dealing with this week, right? And it's really, it's a fight for the truth, and it's a fight for, one, to clear your name, right? Because if this wasn't your responsibility, you want to make sure that is known. You want to make sure that's on the record, that it wasn't your mistake. If it was your mistake, you want to take ownership of that, take responsibility. And you'll learn from that, and you'll apply that learning and that knowledge back into your work to kind of better yourself, But I think by the end of the week, things are going to be wrapped up, and it seems to me like it's almost going to be more of a misunderstanding, more of a kind of random accident. Maybe the person that you think's responsible wasn't really responsible after all, And so it's going to be kind of a cheerful moment. It's going to be kind of we're going to laugh about this later kind of thing, with the Ace of Cups here. Well, let's move over to the path of the Serpent now, and as I do that, I want to just say that these tarot cards are always correct, okay? We never get an incorrect card. Sometimes as the messenger, I don't really know how to attribute these to your particular circumstances, and that's why I ask you to connect directly with the cards. Use your own intuition to go beyond the details that I'm providing, okay? So general energy, we've got this 8 of Wands. I think you're somebody that really takes action very quickly. You're not one to kind of to hesitate and, not in typical Libra fashion to kind of spend some time in judgment considering the options. I think you're one that just really goes for it, pushes forward, and takes action. I think you're probably the first person to volunteer, the first person to to accept the overtime hours, or to put in the extra effort, or to go the extra mile. I think you're always there to help other people out when they need it. I think you really jump at the chance to be useful and I feel a very, very high energy with you, And I think what's going on here is maybe there's a little bit of looking at this a little too much like an investigation or like a Perry Mason vibe, where it's really not that serious, but I think you take it very seriously and you want to put in all of your effort, and it seems like a really big, urgent matter, but I'm wondering if maybe this isn't so. If maybe you have this 8 of Wands energy, this really kind of excited, fiery, enthusiastic energy, and you're just looking for something to get into, something to solve, something to spend a little bit of this energy. And I think that's a good thing. I think having this kind of enthusiasm is better than the opposite, which is being just kind of dull and lazy and slow and not wanting to get involved in anything, okay? But I do think that you have moments where you want to be just focused on your own work. You want to be a little bit more solitary, a little bit secluded. You have these moments, you're a Libra, so I think that you can easily shift between the extremes, And I think this week is seeing a little bit of this kind of hyperactive extreme, this kind of a little bit of a hectic energy, but it's just like there are all these lightning bolts and they're just looking for a direction to go. It's like they're kind of just shooting out into every direction and seeing what they can connect with. So I really feel like your energy is just really extroverted this week, I think you're looking for something to connect with, something to get involved in, something to just, to maintain this level of excitement for a little while. And I think you have this eagerness and this energy, and it does need to go somewhere, right? So I feel like this is a week that it finds you with a little bit more of this restlessness than maybe we're used to having. Because generally I see this kind of, this Prince of Pentacles, which is a little bit slower, more hardworking, more focused, more just kind of slow and steady, But I see now, with this incident that happened, with this thing that we're trying to figure out, I feel that you're just kind of, you're really excited about it. You know what I mean? I think you're excited to have something to investigate, but then you're also excited to be the one to figure it out, to be the one to clear your own name, and maybe clear other people's names too, if you find out that this is just an act of God, a random event or something. But you're really enthusiastic about this kind of mystery that you're working on now, The next card that we see is in the environment, and this is the Moon card. I think, just like we said, your energy kind of fluctuates, where there's this really excited, outgoing energy, and then sometimes you just kind of take things a little bit slower and you just want to relax and be a little bit secluded. We also see a similar energy going on in this environment, if this is the workplace or school or if it's at home. We see the same kind of ebbing and flowing of energy, okay? I think at times you may be a little suspicious of the people around you. I think that there is something perhaps a little bit devious going on in this environment. Again, if it's work, if it's home, if it's school, I think there's somebody that is hiding something, to be honest with you. And they could be hiding some kind of facts or evidence. They could be hiding that they made a mistake, that they're responsible, or that they know who was. But there's something being covered up. There's something that really is trying to be kept in the dark, right? It's like this sun down here at the bottom of the card is trying to rise, trying to shine a light on everything. But there are forces involved here that are trying to keep things hidden. Okay. And maybe this is the kind of intuitive feeling that you have. Maybe you kind of have an inkling of this. And that's why you have this excitement, because you're like, yeah, I'm going to get them. I'm going to figure this out. And I'm really curious now what it is that happened and what you think might be the reason for all of this. Because it seems to me like it's something more complicated than, your car literally just broke down or something. It feels like there's a lot more factors, a lot more personalities involved. Though we don't see a lot of court cards here, because I think the people that are involved are trying to remain hidden. They're trying to keep their role in this from being known, from coming into the light. So there is something else going on here. Something that's being hidden, something that we're not seeing, some kind of deception somewhere. Let's go to the next card now. This is the Eight of Cups. This is in the position of your fears, worries, and concerns, kind of right here. This, I think, is really your intense love and passion for the work that you do. I think that you really do enjoy this, whatever this environment is. Again, if it's work, school, home, I think you really love it there. I think it's where you find your purpose. I think it's where you really find meaning and connection and joy and pleasure, satisfaction and fulfillment. But the concern is that with this revelation, with figuring out what happened in this situation or who was responsible, the concern is that it's going to really ruin the vibe, that it's going to ruin the love that you have for this environment, for the people there, for the work that you do, or for the environment itself, right? Whatever this connection is. And again, I don't know if this is your place of employment, if this is some extracurricular environment, or if it's a school situation, or if it's your home situation, if it's just something with a group of friends, I'm not sure. But the risk here, the concern kind of is that you are going to really just be a little disheartened, a little saddened by what the truth of this thing really is. So it's almost like you're really eager to find out the truth, and you're going to, with that star card, everything is going to be revealed sooner rather than later. But part of you really doesn't want to know, because you're worried that it's going to really sour the experience for you, the relationship that you have with this environment, these people, this company, school, whatever. You're worried that it's going to then lose its meaning, lose its joy, and it's going to be ruined. Okay? And yeah, this is a valid risk. This is something I think that could happen. I don't think that it will, primarily because of this wonderful Ace of Cups that we were talking about. I think this is some really good, this is like things are going to be okay, and it's going to be like a relief, a breath of fresh air. It's going to be maybe a renewal of some of this good love, water energy. So I don't think it's going to ruin the experience for you. I think it may strengthen it, because maybe, like I said, maybe what you uncover is just an accident. Maybe it actually, when everything is revealed, and I do think there is some deception going on. I think there are people that really don't want to get involved because they have some kind of culpability here, right? But I think when all of the information comes out, when everything is revealed, in some way it's going to make everybody stronger. It's going to make the bond stronger. And I don't think you're going to lose the heart. I don't think you're going to lose the interest or the love that you have for this situation. I think it may even strengthen everybody's bond. The next card that we see is the Two of Pentacles. So there definitely is going to be a change. Okay, whatever you learn from this situation is going to be reincorporated into this environment to make certain changes so that it doesn't happen again. Okay, and sometimes it feels like it's a work thing, and then this is going to be like just an analysis of what happened, an assessment of the problem, and we fix it, we learn from it, we prevent it from happening again. You have to implement certain changes. But then this also seems like it could be something related to your home or your group of friends even. I'm not really sure. I can't really pinpoint where this is taking place. But there are changes that need to happen. And I think those changes will be implemented, and I think it's partly going to be your responsibility because, again, with this Prince of Pentacles, I feel like you're in some way like in charge or responsible for things. Like, I don't think you're like the owner or the manager or the big boss, but I feel like you're someone who, maybe in an informal way, is kind of the leader of the group, But there are changes that need to come, changes that have to be implemented in order for things to start running smoothly again. Okay. And I think they will. So it sounds like a pretty interesting. I'm kind of intrigued. I wouldn't mind seeing this in a TV show or a made-for-TV movie or something. It sounds like it's got some good story arcs here and some interesting characters that might come into it. Well, let's look at this mystery card now and see what this might reveal. Who it might reveal. Well, not a person, but a Ten of Pentacles. I think this is good. This is showing that whatever happened here in the past, this was the failure, the malfunction, the sabotage, the breaking down of some system. In the future, that's not going to happen. Whatever this machine is going to be running very well oiled, and it's going to be producing what it's meant to produce. It's going to have the rhythm, the flow, the harmony, and it's going to really be of a benefit to you. It's going to pay off. So this is a really good card to end with, and whatever this project is, I think rest assured, I think it's pretty optimistic that it's going to be okay as far as the bond, the meaning, the purpose, the love, the heart that you have invested in this. And then in a practical sense, it's going to be just fine. It's going to be lucrative and abundant and rewarding. Okay. And maybe in that financial sense, maybe in some way this is connected to finances in some way. okay? I believe now that there is a financial component here somewhere, maybe not directly, could be indirectly. Anyway, interesting reading for you, Libra. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to check out the extended reading, click on the link that's right up here, and you can have access to all of the extended readings for all signs for all weeks. Okay. This was your weekly tarot reading, February 5th through 11th on Dove and Serpent Tarot.